So acabar de plus the infinitive. All right, and then here's our different phrases, our different formats. So it's only going to be these 5 formats because remember, over here we do the present tense. We will eventually go to past tense and future tense, but for this video and for today, we're doing the present tense. So we have acabo de, which is the yo form, acabas de, the to form, acaba de, the el ella form, acaban de, ellos, acabamos de, which is nosotros, so the we. DM Talks, yes, I do have a set schedule. It is every night at 9 o'clock to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll say that again at the end. I always write my schedule at the end because we usually have more people coming in. So at the end, I'll say it again. But yeah, every night, 9 to 9:30. Hola, foodie girl. Gracias por venir. Thank you for coming. So yes, so acabar de plus infinitive. So that is the definition. So to have just done something, which we're going to go over in a minute. This is our formula. This is how we'll set it up. And then these are our 5 different tenses that we'll put it in. All right, so this is a very unique verb. It's a very easy one once we understand how to do it. But I'm going to go into a little bit more a breakdown about this formula because there's some things I want you all to know about this actual verb. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. All right, so normally I always give you the formula every time we get started, but this time I want to be able to break it down for us. So for this particular formula, when we talk about acabar de plus the infinitive, what I'm talking about is about 3 different things. So let's start with acabar de. Acabar de. So as you know, whenever I'm doing the formulas up here that show you how to use the verb, I put it in the infinitive as a placeholder, but it's not going to stay acabar de. That's not why it's there. It's just in the infinitive as a placeholder, but this will be conjugated to one of these 5 tenses below. But right now it's just up here as a placeholder in the infinitive. So I want to make that clear first that acabar de will be conjugated. All right, that's number 1 about this formula. Acabar de will be conjugated. I just have it up here in the infinitive as a placeholder because we don't know which form of acabar de we're going to use, but it is going to be conjugated. Now, just in case you were wondering about de is not optional. De never changes, so that will always stay there. So I also want to say that de never changes. Okay? It will always stay de, no matter what format we put it in. So de is not going anywhere. And then lastly, I just want to reiterate what the infinitive is, because I know you can see up here, it says acabar de plus the infinitive. So I just want to be able to reiterate that the infinitive, all that means is that a verb stays in its original form. So infinitive, that means stays in original form. So that means if a verb ends in a AR, or it ends in ER, or it ends in IR, all it means is that you won't conjugate. It's going to stay the exact same. And we're going to go over that in a minute. We're about to do multiple examples. I just want to let you know that acabar de, it will be conjugated. So we are going to be conjugating it to one of these 5 tenses here. The de part never changes. It's going to remain de in all forms. And then the infinitive, when we talk about the infinitive here, all that means is an unconjugated verb that will be staying in the AR, ER, or the IR format. Okay? So those are just 3 things I want to point out about the formula that we use. Okay, so acabar de. This is what we call the game changing. What I like to say is the game-changing type verb because this is so versatile. Like, man, you can do so much with acabar there. It's almost like, yeah, I don't even know like where to start sometimes because like there's so much. I mean, I know where to start, but it's like there's so many different directions you can go once you understand how to use it. So let's just get started. Now, one thing I also say about Spanish, like I say in all of my classes, knowing Spanish is not about knowing 100% of the words and 100% of grammar and being perfect. It's really just knowing enough to converse, understand, and let people know they can't play in your face. So, all right, let's get started. So, normally when you have acabar de, it's normally a response to like a question or something somebody says to you. So let's do an example here. Let's say, for example, let's see. Say there's two people here. Say there is, I know my purple's not running out on me. Okay. And I'm going to start with the black side then. Let's say you have two people talking. There's Ana, and then there is myself, which is Carmen. So let's say there's two conversations going here. Let's say that Ana starts off and she says, Carmen, ¿quieres comer? Like, hey, you want to eat? That's what she's saying in the sentence here. So let's say it's two conversations here, and it's trying to say, okay, that's supposed to be a question mark. Carmen, ¿quieres comer? Now, if you were on our other lives and you understand how all of these verbs fit together, we just went over quieres earlier this week. So this sentence says, Carmen, do you want to eat? And my response to my friend Anna, it would be, no. Acabo de comer. All right. So here's what it is. So yes, Kira, you are exactly. Acabo de comer. So she's asking like, hey, Carmen, do you want to eat? And my response is no, acabo de comer. So this means no, I just ate. I just ate. And that is the nature of acabar de. It's to have just done something. So acabo de blank is to have just done blank. So let's look back up at our formula. So did we use the correct form of acabar de by saying acabo de? Yes, because I was talking about myself. So I put the yo form, which is acabo de, acabo de. And then we have to put the infinitive of a verb. Did we put the infinitive? Yes. We have the verb comer, which means to eat, and it's still ending in er, meaning we did not conjugate it. So this sentence says, no, I just ate. Because if we look back at our definition, acabar de, the very nature is to have just done something. What is the something? It depends on the verb that you just put down here. So in this case, it's, no, I just ate. Acabo de comer. We put it in the yo form. We always keep the de, and we have the infinitive verb. All right? All right, acabo de. Now, let's do another one. So we just did no acabo de comer, which is no, I just ate. Acabo de comer. Now, let's do another set. Now, see if y'all were paying attention. Those of you who were on our live yesterday, you're going to see a flashback of a verb we talked about. Because yesterday, we did the verb decir, meaning to tell. And then before that, we did deber, which is to should. But anyway, now let's go again. Because usually when you use the words acabar de for any form, it's normally in like conversational tone. So we have Luis and we have Ana. We got two people talking here. So Luis, let's say that he says, debes decir la verdad. So we have Luis talking to Anna saying, debes decir la verdad, which is, okay, you should tell the truth. So Anna, in response, she can be like, Well, acabo de decir la verdad. So her response is, I just told the truth. You see how that works? So when you have acabo de decir la verdad, I just told the truth. Because the very nature of acabar de is to have just done something. And when you use it in this format, you're literally saying you just did some form of a verb. So Luis, he's basically talking to Anna saying, hey, he's talking to her, you should tell the truth. And Anna responds back saying, oh, okay, acabo de decir la verdad. I just told the truth. All right. Now, somebody asked a question up here. Let me scroll back. Okay. So, oh, yep. Thank you. Yeah, somebody was saying, did I miss a lot? Well, we're about halfway through. We always start at 9 o'clock, but so you about halfway through. But here's the thing: these lessons, they end up on YouTube. Okay, so at the end of this, I always post the lessons and I put them over on the Black Girl Spanish YouTube page. So whatever you missed today, you can catch up tomorrow when I upload it there. But yes, but as you can see from our board, we're going over the verb acabar de. It means to have just done something. Oh, that's wonderful. You said you just watched the videos. Great. I'm so glad, because I never want y'all to miss anything. So that's why I put them over on the YouTube channel. Okay. Now, let's do some examples. So we're going to go as normal. We'll go through all the different verb tenses so you can see what does this look like in all the different formats. So let's say, okay, let's see, somebody's offering me something to eat. And I can be like, well, acabo de comer. So I'm like, well, actually, I just ate. Pero gracias por ofrecer. Like, thank you for offering, though. So acabo de comer. And that one, let's see, does the purple side want to work today? Acabo de comer. I just ate. Okay? That's that one. Let's say your friend called you today and you weren't able to pick up the phone, but you saw the missed call. And you'd be like, hey, you just called. So we can say, acabas de llamar. Like, you just called. Todo está bien? Is everything okay? You just called. Acabas de llamar. That's you just called. All right. Let's see. Somebody said, so is acabar de past tense? When you use it like this, yes, because it's the English equivalent to have just done something. So if you think about English, like, oh yeah, I just got home, I just ate, I just washed dishes. So yes, when used in this format, yes, it is giving you past tense. That's what it's implying. All right, now the next one, the ella, el, usted form, otherwise known as the he and she form. Acaba de salir. And what that's saying is he or she just left. Like, he or she just left. Like, yeah, you just missed him. Yeah, he left. Like if somebody's saying, ¿Dónde está Carmen? ¿Dónde está Carmen? Where is Carmen? Oh, ella acaba de salir. She just left. All right, so that's how we say that. The next tense, let's go with the ellos form. So that would be acabande. Acabande. All right, acabande. Let's do that one. So an example of that could be acaban de, what do you want to say for that one? Pagar. Pagar, that's a verb that means to pay. So that one. It's okay if you're late to class, Tune. It's all right. I always upload these onto YouTube afterwards. So if you missed yesterday's class, it's already on YouTube. Today's class, it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. So you didn't miss anything. You can always go back once I upload it. And I always upload it within the same day or the next day. Within hours. So you can expect it by like tomorrow morning-ish. So that one is they just paid. So let's say you're at a restaurant and you're like, oh, tengo dinero para pagar la cuenta. Like, oh, I have money. I can pay the tip or pay the bill. And then somebody could be like, oh, no es necesario. Ellos acaban de pagar. That's not necessary. They just paid. Okay? So there we go. And then I wrote big, so I'm going to have to put the nosotros form up here so I don't have to erase anything. So now let's do the nosotros form. Acabamos de. We have just done. So let's see, we can say, acabamos de llegar. And what that's saying is we just arrived. Let's say, okay, like we just arrived at the airport. Acabamos de llegar al aeropuerto. So that's how you can say that. We just arrived. Okay, so all of that is essentially how this works. So all of it is to say you can literally pair it with any verb you want to, and it's automatically gonna mean to have just done something. So as you can see, acabo de comer, I just ate. Acabas de llamar, you just called. Todo está bien, everything all right? Acaba de salir, he or she just left. So if I want to say, hey, ¿dónde está Carmen? Like, where is Carmen? And you could say, ella acaba de salir. She just left. Who's going to pay the bill? Oh, acaban de pagar. They just paid. And then we have the last one up here. Acabamos de llegar. We just arrived. Okay? So as you can see, it's super easy. You can pair it with any verb and it'll just mean to have just done something. So that's why I like that one so much, because it's just so easy to like make different sentences for. Okay. All right. So let's go to, now that we've done that, let's erase this, because as you can see, I'm all out of room on this board and I got to make room so we can do our examples now. I mean our game, because these are the examples. So now we can do a game, because at the end we always do a game. And that's another reason why I'll put this on YouTube, because for those of you, if you're trying to take notes and you feel like you're not writing fast enough, when I erase the board, it's okay, because it's going to be on YouTube the next day and you can always go back and you can put these in your notebook as under this type of lesson, acabar de plus the infinitive. So feel free to enjoy the class and take your time, because it'll end up on YouTube the next day, as I always do. Anything we go over here, I put it onto the YouTube channel the next day. Just like what we did yesterday in class is on the YouTube now. So it works. Okay, so time for us to play our game now so that we can put these more into practice. So now we understand what each format looks like to have just done X, Y, Z. Well, now we can go ahead and we can do our game now, because that's always fun. And see, if we wanted to put this in practice now with a sentence, I could be like, acabo de borrar la pizarra. I just erased the board. So you can fit that verb into anything at any time. There's always room for acabar de, to have just something. And because it's fun, I'm going to do another sentence. So we could say, acabo de escribir las palabras. I just wrote the words. See? Acabo de escribir las palabras. Like, I just wrote the words. Exactly, Problem King. Very good. See, you all are getting the hang of this. That's what's going to make our game time fun. Yep, great job, Callie. I just wrote the words. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of a game here. So the way we'll do it, as we always say, somebody said, how do you say, I just want money? Well, that doesn't fit inside of acabar de because money, that's a more of like a subject, and acabar de, that's to have just done a verb. So we would have to put a verb. Money's not a verb. So if you want that to say, I just want money, solo quiero dinero. Yeah, that's how we say that. But it has nothing to do with the actual formula that we say up here. Mitch says, how about vosotros? Yeah, yep, that's a tense that exists, but we don't use that here. I only teach the South American type of Spanish. Vosotros is something they speak out in Spain. That's like the y'all form. But me as a Spanish speaker, I've actually never in my life ever had to use the vosotros form. So here in America, in this part of the world, no, I don't teach that, and I've never used it. But I mean, if you feel like you're going over to Spain and they use that over there, you could. But for what I teach here, then no. Somebody said, yo quiero dinero. Correct? Yes, you are correct, Callie. That is, I want money. But just a little bit of correction. The other person said, I just want money. So we want to be able to put solo. Solo quiero dinero. That's a little word that means just in that case. So I don't want you all to get confused here. But for this one here, we're talking about to have just done something, which means a verb is needed. So that's why we're talking about the verbs here. So let's go over and let's do a little bit of a test here. I'm going to write a word and you all can tell me, what does it mean? Oh no, is my purple on its way out the door? Yeah, y'all gonna see me using a different color tomorrow. It looks like my purple is giving out over here. Like it's on its like last piece of ink or whatever is in this marker. So don't be surprised if I gotta change the color tomorrow in a color that doesn't match this board. But okay. All right. Acabo de okay. What does that mean in English? Yep, great job. Yep, I just ate. So if someone ever says like, oh, okay, hey, Mitch, ¿quieres comer ahora? Voy a cocinar. Like, hey, do you want to eat, Mitch? I'm going to cook. You can say, no, acabo de comer, which is I just ate. So very good. Very good. All right, now let's try the reverse and put something in Spanish. Or no, put something in English and you all give me the Spanish. Let's see. Say you're at work and you're looking for your coworker Luis, and I'm like, hey, where is Luis? ¿Dónde está Luis? ¿Dónde está Luis? And we want to say, yes, absolutely. Luis just left. And I meant to put that sentence in English and y'all give it to me in Spanish. So now I got to do another one because I always like to do the reverse. This is Spanish. I meant to put that in English. But yes, you are correct. Yes, Luis just left. And why is this correct? Because Luis, that signifies, hey, that signifies the el, ella form, which causes us to use acabade, because we're talking about like he or she. In this case, it's a he. So anytime you're in the el, ella form, usted form, then that's going to call for you to use acaba de, which is the one up here. Yep. Good job, everybody. Everybody said the right one. Luis just left. Now I got to do another one. Okay. So what if we want to say, like, hey, I got your missed call. You just called. Is everything okay? You just called. We put that in Spanish. Exactly. Acabas. Acabas. Everybody is correct. So yes, so anybody who didn't put acabaste, make sure you look up here because this sentence is you just called. So that means I am referring to the to form. So if we look up here, the to form is acabaste. All right. And you're right. You all are correct. We learned the vocabulary word llamar, which means to call. So if we say you just called, okay, acabas de llamar. Excelente. So this is literally acabas de llamar. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. Somebody in there said, how do you say I just woke up? So for that one, we want to say, like, oh, estoy cansada. Acabo de despertarme. I'm tired. I just woke up. That is acabo de despertarme. So kind of a long word. It's a reflexive verb coming from despertarse. But we'll cover that in another lesson about reflexive verbs. So, but it just means I just woke up. So that's how we say that one. Okay. All right. And as usual, I'm going to do a little bit of a quiz where we say, what's wrong with this sentence? What is wrong with this sentence? Let's find out. So let's say, let's use my favorite name in here, Ana. Acaba de llamar. Okay, so Anna just called. Ana acaba de llamar. Anna just called. What's wrong with this sentence? And let's see, John says, acabo is I just. Yes, correct, to have just done something. And Bandita says, would you say acabo meaning right now? Yeah, the meaning of that, sorry, the top of the board was a little bit hidden. But yes, acabar de is to have just done something. And this is our formula that we use. And don't worry, if you missed the beginning of the lesson, you can go back. I'm going to put this on YouTube tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed to the Black Girl Spanish YouTube page, do that because that's where our lessons end up. I put them over there on YouTube. Okay, so let me see. Okay, somebody said it must be in the infinitive form. It should be llamar. Somebody says llamar is not conjugated. Correct. You're absolutely correct. Correct. So, so the answer, let's break it down. We're trying to say Anna just called. So Ana, which is the ella usted form, that signifies acaba de. So that's correct. Acaba de is correct. However, we always have to leave the verb in the infinitive right after it. So that's why we say this is supposed to be llamar. Ana acaba de llamar. Anna just called. So that's how we say that one. That's how we say that one. But great job, you guys. You all did an excellent job.